Hey guys, welcome to another tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to add an FAQ to your Elementor page. So this is what we are going to be creating in this video. We're going to be creating this FAQ section here. So to do this, we are going to be using a plugin called Key Add-on. So let's get started. So go to our dashboard, click on Plugins, over on Plugins, and click on Add New. So we're going to search for the plugin called Key Add-ons. Click on Install Now. Can you see it? Key Add-ons for Elementor Code Interactive. Click on Install Now. Click on Activate. All right, we've activated the plugin. So the next thing we're going to do is to go to our page where we want to add the FAQ. So we go to Pages. So mine is Frequently Asked Question. Can you see it? So I'm just going to edit with Elementor. So let's wait for it to load. All right, see frequently. So I can change this title to Frequently Asked Question. All right. So just change this to the short format. So to add your FAQ, we are going to add an element called FAQ from Key Add-ons. It's the one in the pinkish red color. So I'll just drag and drop it below our heading. So once I do that, you see they have some default content they've added for the FAQ section. So we are going to edit it and make it fit into what we already have here. So to do this, to replicate this, we'll go back. And the first thing we are going to do is we are going to see the first option, which is enable JSON schema. So we'll leave this. This is for SEO. So it can pop up in the featured snippet when users search for something related to what's in our FAQ. So it's a very, very important SEO feature. So behavior, do you want it to be none or do you want it to be accordion? So that means it's a bit interactive. So you can click on this, it's going to load more, click on this. And we have that here. Can you see it? So we are going to change the behavior to accordion. So do you want it to be initially closed? No, I want the first question to be open. So style. So there are three styles. You have the standard, the boxed, and the border in between. So if we change this to boxed, you'll see that we have a different style where everything is in a box, all the questions are in a box. But if we change this to border between, so it's just going to add a border in between the questions. So for me, I have border between here. Can you see it? Border between. So we don't have everything in a box. So I'm going to keep it at border between. Numbered items. Do you want to add numbers to all the questions? So it's going to do that automatically for you. You don't have to start adding the number to the content, to the question title. So for me, I'll just change this to yes. Perfect, like we have it here. All right, so you can change the open and the close icon. You can change this from, let's select another style. We can select this one, that's in a circle, insert. You can also select this one as in a circle, insert. So yeah, you can see that our icons has been changed. So for our FAQ, you can see we don't have the circle. So let's just change it back to the default. Okay. All right. So we've changed the icons. So the next thing is to add our questions and answers. So to do that, you will see just below the close icon, you see the items. So the items are each question and answer. So let's just briefly add just 2 or 3 question and answer. So let me just do that here. Paste it. Okay, delete. Let me copy the content. So let me just create one so we don't have to extend the length of this video. So I'll just cancel this and duplicate the one I've created. So you can always click on this icon here, this duplicate icon here to duplicate the question and answers. So, okay, now you can see it automatically numbered the questions for us. So we don't have to do that manually, which is perfect. So once you're done adding your content, the next thing is for us to style our questions and answers. So to do that, you go to style. You can change the number style. So I'll change this to, let's say, value, semi-condensed. Then I'll make this, let's say, bold. So you can see the number is in bold, in value condensed font. You can change the color, you can change to red, you can change to blue. So for me, let's see if I can use a bit of let's see, yellow will not have enough contrast. Yellow won't have enough contrast. So let's use this. All right, good. You can even change the background color. So for me, I'll just leave it the way it is, which is white. So the number width, you can increase the weight so that there's more space between the number and the questions. So just leave this to, so let me just increase this, there's enough space. Perfect. The number height, you can change the height. So I'll just enter Ctrl Z. So the number margin, so I can add margin right and margin left. So that means it's going to add more space between the number and the question. So I can make this 100. But if you don't, if you didn't enable the number option, you're not going to see the number style option here. So you don't have to play around this. So for me, since I added that, I'll just leave it the way it is now. So I'll scroll down, then we go to the title style. So the title style is the question. So this question's here. So I'm just going to change the font to Ballo semi-condensed. Change this to 700. Oh, that's a bit overload. Okay, and I'm going to reduce the size of the font. So 16 is fine. All right, so we'll leave that there, and you can change the title tag. Do you want to use the H3 tag or H4? So for me, the H4 is perfect. Good. So you can change the title color. So you can change it to red, you can change it to blue, you can change it to whatever color you want to change it to. So for me, black is fine. The title padding, so you can add bottom, right, left padding. So let's say, can you see, because I removed the padding, it's a bit too clustered together. So let's say I want to add 10 pixel, or let's say 40 pixel padding to the top, to the bottom, and 40 pixel padding to the top. So you will see there's too much space. So let's change this to 20. Sorry, 20. 20. All right, it looks better now. Then you can add left and right padding. Can you see? 20. See it? So makes sense. So for me, I'll just change this back to 0. I think the left and right padding is fine. So that just adds space to the different sides of the title, which is the questions. So the next thing we want to do is to edit the style, which is the answer section. So we'll click on this to edit it. So you see the content color, you can change the answer color. So just make this a bit faint. So content background color, you can change the content background color. So I'm just going to change this back to white. So for the content active background, so what this means is, in our own case, we won't see the effect because we are using the behavior settings. So if you just leave it at standard, which means it's going to display all the question and answer, you don't have to click on anything. So you'll see everything at a glance. So it's just going to make the background, the active, the particular question you are highlighting is going to make the background color change. So we can change the active background color to like black and change the font to the content color to like white. So it's going to be applicable to the highlighted question. So every other question is just going to have a straightforward background. All right, so let me change this back. Perfect. So content padding, so the same thing applicable to the title, which is the question. So we can add, if you deactivate this, you see that it's a bit jam-packed. So change this back to, okay, sorry, bottom 20, top 20. So there's enough space. And the top is too spacious. All right, so let's add more button. So let's add to the left and to the right. All right, perfect. So the next thing is you can change the border color. So The border color is this border between each question. So you can change the color to to whatever color you want to change it to. So you can increase the icon size, the icons we selected the other time when we're setting up our FAQ at the content section. So you can change their size by going to style, scroll down, you see icon size. You can make it big, you can make it small, and you can change the color based on the overstate or the normal state. So the icon color on the normal state is black. Let's say overstate, let's make it red. So we'll see how it works. So if I overrun it, can you see? Let me increase the size so you see the effect. Can you see changes to red? So for me, I'm just going to remove this and reduce the size. All right, so once you're done, just click on publish or update. Then let's preview our form. Perfect, so you can see what our form looks like. Can you see? Looks amazing. So let's compare that. So the only difference is the font used for the question here is different from the font used on our own FAQ. So I hope this video was helpful. That's how to add an FAQ to the Elementor section on your WordPress website. Thanks for watching.